Hungers.
What's happening, party people?
It hungers for ass.
So, welcome to the Dark Stream.
Welcome to the motherfucking Dark Stream.
We are rocking out today with Grixis Shadow, having some fun, and trying out the new updates on Painful Bond in Historic. So, I guess cards of note here. You have Death Shadow.
Well, first thing, what is the update on Painful Bond?
Alright, so the update on Painful Bond is that when you draw 2 cards, the cards that are 3 or less now cost you 1 life. The other version of it that used to be around was 3 or more now make you lose 1 life. And the reason this was kind of an important update is you had all these Anvil decks that played nothing above 2 really, that just got a free draw 2 at instant speed for 2. And now whenever they're doing that, they're going to take life loss on every spell that they get, because their entire deck is 2 mana or less. Now this deck also takes life loss, and embraces it, because it's running Death Shadow, which you want to dip below 13 life so that you get to play this.
Way below 13.
Right, so with Painful Bond, you're getting to do those mini pings against yourself in order to get the value that you're looking for. And it's a quick deck. It does a lot of weird things really quickly. It's got some spice to it. You of course get your obligatory Kroxas, and part of the spice in this list is that in the sideboard it gets to play Corpse Explosion with Kroxa, which I love.
Interesting.
Even better, it gets to play it with Death Shadow.
Very interesting.
So for 3 mana you get to do 13 damage to the whole board, which is kind of wild. That you get to do that. This is the coolest use of Corpse Explosion I've ever seen. I'm super stoked this is in the board. I'm kind of curious if it's going to need to be in the main by the end of the test, but...
Exploding corpses is cool no matter how you're doing it.
Right? So anyway, there are a few weird choices that are here almost strictly for Delirium. There is a Footfall Craters, which pretty much always gets cycled, and there is a Soul Guide Lantern, which, it's good in a lot of matchups, but... it's mostly there because you need something to help turn on Delirium for these Unholy Heats and your Dragon's Rage Channelers.
It's also fine with Lurrus.
Yeah, there is that too. It's got some spice with Larue. And, there's not much more to it. Just some spicy one-ofs. You're going hard with Shadows and Dragon's Rage Channelers. There's a lot of weird value to it. I'm kind of excited to see where it goes.
Let's do it.
Let's get into it, huh?
Let the slaughter commence.
So let's pop off over here, hit ranked, best of 3, Shadow time, baby. Shadow time. Oh, it's been so long since I've gotten to play this. I'm so excited to play Shadow again.
Death Shadow, yeah.
It's just such a spicy archetype, and...
I've never actually gotten to play it. I've sleeved it up before.
Yeah.
And then for one reason or another, I just couldn't do the event.
Oh. So you've never gotten to have the joy of triple bolting yourself for a win?
No. Although we won't be able to do that here, since we don't get Lightning Bolt, sadly.
I debated putting in Strangles, but they don't target you.
Right. Self-strangle.
Okay, so...
If Strangle could target you, would David Carradine be on it?
Would Robin Williams?
So do we throw this back with no turn 1 black mana, or do we just roll it?
I'm curious to roll it.
Yeah, fuck it.
I'm just, we've got lands, we've got spells. These aren't going to hit fast anyway. And turn 2 Thoughtseize is kind of an interesting scenario, so I'm fine rolling this way and just kind of checking out how this deck functions.
So why preserve the life total there?
So the idea is that if we're up against this blue-black list, I don't know exactly how fast this format is, and I want to make sure that whatever we're doing, we have the ability to dictate how quick or how slow we're going. Okay. This yet.
So it's definitely Parhillion, right?
I'm debating Tainted Indulgence because it's their discard outlet and it's their draw outlet.
Yeah. What else do we have here? Vanishing Verse.
Like, all this is up the curve.
Yeah, it's up the curve.
And they've got no lands. They've got 2 lands.
Oh, yeah, damn. Yeah, Tainted Indulgence. Get rid of that shit. Punish them.
Like, we just push it here, I think.
Ooh.
Okay.
So...
where do we want to go? Do we want to go into the expressive iterations, or do we want to get popping on Painful Bond here?
We got a full grip. I think drop that Steam Vents untapped and Painful Bond on their turn, or... no, Painful Bond right now so that we can hit some more discard, right?
I think so. Okay, so it's probably Xander's Lounge?
I think we should do damage to ourselves.
Well, we're about to do a fair amount, yeah?
Okay, with what, though?
Well, we're going to take... do we take damage off this, too? It's when you cast the spell.
Well, it's not cast, you play it.
Right. I'm playing this because I'm intrigued if it just takes life on a glitch.
Yeah.
I want to know. Okay, no.
Right, yeah.
Good to know.
You play lands, you cast spells.
Okay. So...
wait, does that do that to all the cards in your hand?
Yeah.
Whoa!
So now we can get Shadow out fast.
Okay. So the old version... oh, shit. No, wait, there's nothing in the...
yeah, they're playing that one just to play it. Okay, so we've got instant sorcery. I'm fine going here first because we have double Unholy Heat, even if we don't hit what I'm aiming for.
Sure.
And if they hit us, that is actually just better for us anyway. Well, we're taking the Soul Guide.
Damn right we're taking the Soul Guide.
But I think we're going to take... let's see. So it's Electrostatic Blast. Bottom that, put that into exile, and then play it.
Yeah, and the Electrostatic to hand?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I dig it.
We already got the 2 Unholy Heat, so I don't think we need another one. I could be wrong, but... they are going to hit us no matter what.
Right.
So I'm...
let's do the Catacomb for now.
yeah. Yeah.
They don't know what we are yet. Alright, now they just have a shitty Greasefang.
Yup. And we're pretty close to Delirium with this as well, which is nice. And that helps us. And they... cool. Get us to Shadow next turn. I'm in for it. Let's go.
So Painful Bond does that to every card in your hand after you draw. That is wild.
So we're going to take a little bit there. And now these shadows are going to turn themselves bigger and bigger.
Very nice.
And this is the kind of magic I want to be playing.
Very, very nice.
Like, this puts us in the ability to almost go lethal next turn, depending on how we run this.
Okay, so if opponent swings, we what? Fucking block and Painful Bond? Just... no, not that. Unholy Heat, just to make them a little bigger?
I think we're okay with this.
Well, I mean, what could we do to stop it?
Dig, but I don't...
dig for the 1 spell pierce.
Right, I don't think that's worth it. I'd rather go this route. And if they want to discard Parhelion, we're still covered.
So do we need to use mana to activate the Lantern, or that's just a tap and blow it out?
Tap and blow it out if we need to. Okay, so we're getting marched again here. I think I'm going to end up on Electrostatic Blast and Unholy Heat to get this off the board.
Yeah.
Because we can't afford to take another ping with all this dealing damage to us.
Yeah.
And they're marching our stuff, which is super annoying, but...
yeah, we got Luris.
Yeah. Okay, that was the wrong order technically on these spells. And now we will see why.
Yeah. Whoops.
Oof. Alright. Punished. Rightfully so. Rightfully so.
So let's check the text on that electrostatic shit real quick.
It goes till end of turn. And it's their turn. That was the problem. Needed to play that 1 second, so then we get all these on our turn. Alright. Away they go. And we learn our lesson the hard way.
Yes.
As per usual.
Away they go, precious.
Okay, so...
Drown in hand.
Drown in hand, library, and I'm getting this channeler rolling.
Let's rock.
I think that's fine.
Looks good.
This deck feels like it's a lot of fun. I'm not gonna lie. Like, they can have all the early removal, but this is so clunky for them in the face of, like, Drown and Loch.
Faithful fucking Mending.
Let's see. We want you to do that, actually. That's delightful.
Yeah, put those cards in your graveyard. Make our Drown in the Loch awesome.
Right? Let's flip into awesome mode. That's where I want to be. And if they don't do anything else, we'll just Painful Bond on their end step. And we're pretty close to getting LaRue. There's nothing in here worthwhile, but interesting. So this is a weird Greasefang deck. I've not seen the Esper build where it goes up the curve on walkers. Some sweet art
This
too.
looks to be kind of like the Greasefang idea we had, where it's put the Greasefang combo into a deck that works on its own.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how they're trying to... I guess Faithful Mending is how they want to discard it.
Yeah, Faithful Mending.
That seems like a fine way to do it.
And they had Tainted Indulgence as well.
Yeah,
so
that seems like a fine way to do it. I kind of like this design.
that's definitely interesting, yeah.
Owie.
Alright.
Let's hit a land here on this Surveil.
Right. Give me that sweet, sweet Delirium.
Drown in the Loch.
Okay. That's totally fine. Doop.
Get in the bin.
Almost into awesome mode.
Almost there.
I don't think we want to exile yet. Well, we could.
No, we still have a Drown in the Loch in hand, and they haven't done the dangerous thing yet.
That's true. I think I'm pushing this way just to put it in hand.
Yeah, Luris in the grip and crack for one.
Yeah. As much as I like Den of the Bugbear, I want to hold up the Drown in the Loch and keep rolling.
Yeah, getting a bunch of Death Shadows back, also pretty powerful.
Don't have the ability to get them. They exiled them, but yeah.
Oh, they exiled them.
Oh yes.
Bummer.
I know. All the white base removal here with Vanishing Verse in March. All the exile. Yep. You get to draw some cards. This is where we're really seeing...
They are really wishing they had more lands.
Well, they're about to get it, right?
What you got?
I'm taking 2 so I can activate Den here. I don't think LaRue comes out with 0 targets, right?
Yeah.
And I want to be able to activate Den, smack, and then still Drown in the Loch back.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. And there's that Eye, but we'll kill it with Drown if it attacks.
Oh yeah.
They're a long ways away from that Hall of the Storm Giants.
Well, the question also is, do they have another Vanishing Verse or March sitting right there that they're going to use on Den?
So much removal. Well, there it is. March pretty good.
Okay. Let's see, there's no creatures, and that's really where we need that last part, because I keep exiling everything. Okay.
Yeah, once we burn this Drown in the Loch... Yep, there it goes.
Unless they have a Spell Pierce right now, which I guess they could. Nope, okay.
At this point, unless we just top deck another, I think it's worth it to start blowing their graveyard and cycling it with Luris.
Yeah, I agree.
So we could...
Let's do this first and blow the whole grave.
Yeah, let's blow the graveyard and then replay it with Luris after we swing. So we make sure to get max damage out of our channeler before it shrinks back down. And now we are covered to pop their graveyard again, or just draw an extra card every turn.
While also surveilling.
While also surveilling.
Apparently it has to target something.
Yikes.
Okay, good to know. Good to know. That's an important little detail.
That enters tapped, I think.
Yeah.
You want to be able to use future
Yeah, they have
anything.
Well, they have the ability to animate Hall of the Storm Giant if they make land drop, which we have to block with LaRue, which is unfortunate, but...
Yeah, go for it, buddy.
Okay. You get an Unholy Heat. I can totally work with that.
That heat, not holy.
The other one's killing your Hive. And actually, this is kind of an interesting scenario because we can keep this back as a blocker by making sure we hit this on the right step.
This is true. This is true. We might actually want to use the lifelink part of Luris.
Right.
Oddly.
Right. It's not what I thought we would end up doing.
No. In the Death Shadow deck?
I mean, I love that this deck does this. There's so many angles, though, where you're trying to go down, then up, then down.
Yeah.
Like, just the roller coaster of the Shadow.
This is a notoriously difficult strategy to play against. Because if the life total isn't 0, you don't know if it's good or bad.
Right. You can get them to 1, and then they just slam it out of nowhere at 12-12 and beat you to death.
Right.
You know?
What do you do about that? Opponent's thinking hard.
I love the name of opponent, though. Loki Stormbringer. Somebody's been having some fun with Marvel. All right. I feel you. I feel you. Is this one of the, what do they call it, the variants or from the Loki show?
It wasn't Stormbringer Thor's backup?
Backup hammer. Yeah.
That had Groot's arm as a handle?
Right. Okay, so I think I'm drawing on end step here.
Do we do it on end step or do we do it on our turn?
We can do it on our turn. Okay. Yeah, now we just need card, right?
So that we can have priority and, I don't know, maybe that's not even correct.
Well, we can replay, and the reason for that is to keep this back as a blocker.
Yeah, I do like that, yeah.
But it does turn off Unholy Heat in that scenario, which we don't actually mind, because we mind on the Hive, right?
But right, at the same we want to be able to hit the Hive, because if we attack, I think there's a reasonable chance they activate the Hive to block the Lurrus.
Yeah, I would if I were them.
So do we maybe crack with the Channeler and...
Leave Luru back again?
Leave Luru back in case it needs to block, but also replay the Soul Guide Lantern in case we need to get Delirium.
Okay. I mean, if Luru swings here, as long as it doesn't die before damage, we can still Unholy Heat that, go up to 9, and then Hall can't get us on the crackback, right?
This is true.
But if it dies before damage... Well, to be fair, if it dies... No, we do it anyway, because if it dies before damage, then they still have a free swing through.
Yeah.
If they have Wandering Emperor, do they have...
They do. Well, we saw it before.
They don't have double white. We're good.
Yeah.
The gates are down. The path is clear.
Faithful Mending.
Okay.
An act of desperation.
No white mana is a good thing. That's the end of Vanishing Verse and March at instant speed. That's where I want to be. Also with the ability... Oh, come on. How did you get there?
The Withering.
Okay.
Damn it. Oh, damn it.
Yeah. Well, spicy. Spicy off the top there. All right.
Okay.
We will see if they draw the land. That's what they need right now. Oh, and it's an untapped land just in time. All right. We'll go to game 2. We'll go to game 2. Don't fear the Wandering. Didn't fear the Wandering, but we definitely didn't see the one Davriel's Withering coming to get us right there.
Davriel's Withering.
Came for us all. Oof. Okay, so some misplays, but we're learning. We're learning. That was game 1 with this deck. We got some learning to do. So, we're playing up against Greasefang here. Let's see. A lot of value in this Greasefang deck.
Yeah.
Where are we trying to go, do you think? Let's push it over here so we can see the full sideboard.
I like having Drown in the Loch.
Okay.
And Soul Guide Lantern, perplexingly.
I know, it's a weird combo, right?
But I guess that's just how this deck is.
Yeah.
Mystical Dispute seems reasonable here.
Okay, yeah.
Bloodfast seems reasonable here.
That'll be interesting, yeah. If you
Fatal Push seems reasonable here.
What do we want in the Fatal Push for, in your opinion? Are we...
The lands.
Just the lands?
The lands, and I suppose the Wandering Emperor tokens, or... I'm not sure that's even a good thing.
Okay. Push does get all the man lands.
But we know that Unholy Heat is not spectacular.
Yeah, I mean, if we get Delirium, it kills everything, but if we don't have Delirium, oh boy.
Yeah, it kind of does nothing.
Right.
I'm in favor of taking out the Footfall Crater.
The football? Okay. Yeah, if we're not pushing on Delirium, that makes more sense. That makes a lot more sense. They're doing Exile. I don't know how useful Kolaghan's Command is in a world of Exile.
That's a good point.
I do kind of enjoy pushing heavily into perhaps Infernal Grasp would be worthwhile here, as it's a...
Yeah, it gets anything.
Gets it all, you know? And perhaps we just want that other Mystical Dispute here. I don't know. This is kind of a weird matchup to try to figure out. We do need ways to interact with their Greasefangs and making sure they don't sit on the board, though.
Right. How many ways do we have to trigger Fatal Push? Not many.
Not a ton.
Okay. That's difficult. So maybe drop the Fatal Push and go with a Feed the Swarm?
Sorcery speed?
Oh, so we can't get the creature lands.
So maybe we need 2 Unholy Heats. So.
Perhaps we do.
And I think that's about as much time as we have.
Yeah.
To give us.
We're almost out of time. Let's just roll it.
Let's roll this and see how it feels on the next one.
Not get boned like we have in the past, talking straight through the sideboarding clock.
Right? It's tempting and it's far too easy to do. Alright. Yeah, we'll play first. We're Shadow, baby. Turn 1, not quite Thoughtseize, but we'll get there.
Good point from Frodo Vess of Heat killing the walkers, too.
Oh, that's a good point. Alright. Let's see. Well,
how much turn 1 black is there?
Not a ton. Well, there is 4 Watery Grave, 4 Blood Crypt. So we've kind of just hit the Steam Vents variants to a degree.
Yeah, but that's 8.
Right. I think this into a Xander's Lounge is probably fine for this.
Let's see what they got, but almost certainly.
Show me what you got. Okay, they put in Mystical Disputes. Weird. Tainted Indulgence. Interesting. Teferis. I'm not super worried about the Teferi yet. I'm not actually that worried about Mystical Dispute.
I'm in favor of taking the Indulgence yet again.
Yeah, I think this is a good way to just turn off what they're doing, and I think that's preferable.
Actually, maybe we don't do that so we can cycle it.
Right. Do we want to just take damage on this, or do we want to give it a moment?
Let's just give it a moment.
This kind of feels like a matchup where I like letting them Greasefang smack me once and then respond with stuff. And that might not be correct. We're still trying to figure that piece out, right? But let's see. The Teferis. Interesting. Interesting. Oh, we got the reverse Thoughtseize. Oh boy. Well, down goes the...
Not a lot of action in our hand. Fortunately, we've got a Lurrus.
And a cycle. Yeah, that was the right call to keep the cycle running around. Okay, I was hoping they'd take the Shadow because we have the Lurrus. Oh well.
Interesting. Land, pass?
Do we just pull the LaRue? Is that a thing we want to pull this early, or do we just want to be able to cycle the Xander's Lounge?
Actually, pulling it's just fine here because they don't know if we have a counter spell, but also this isn't a turn they're going to play anything significant.
Yeah, I mean, Greasefang's not doing anything except coming down right here. And if it comes down, we can... Okay, so they're not even going to go for that. That's fantastic.
Very nice, very nice.
I'm in favor of taking 2 damage here before I play this so that they can't Mystical Dispute it.
Yes, agree.
And also don't mind the damage on a Shadow deck.
Yep.
And with this, I'm just going to grab Tainted Indulgence and dump it out.
Yep.
No to that.
I think pass.
Yeah, we've got...
Make them think we've got a counter spell, cycle the Xander's Lounge.
Yep. Ah, another Tainted Indulgence. Alright. Well, the beauty of that is if Parhelion comes down, I still don't care. That's fine.
Tainted Indulgence is such a cool card.
It really is. It's well designed. I've played against it a few times now, and each time I've played against it, I've just been all about that design. It's been... I don't know. I love Delirium. I love these cards that depend on the graveyard to get their like minor tweak to get better, but also have... Like, this is such a good design because it does something interesting on the front end, too.
And with the CMCs as well.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't do like what we're doing and just bring it way low.
Right.
Okie doke.
Da-da-da.
Okay, got a Channeler.
I think it's Channeler, and possibly it's LaRue as well. Or do we just blow it out here, play LaRue, and bring it back?
Yeah, I like that. I don't want to play a Lurrus without value.
I guess let's play this first before we blow it out? Or...
Yeah, I agree.
Unless they have... we do this first so that we can maintain priority and get it back. And I would rather roll that way. Like, they are probably on Teferi next turn. But that's fine.
I mean, exile one of our lands, I suppose. Oh, no.
We'll take the instant because we have another one in hand.
Yep.
It's a little awkward, but at the same time, that's fine.
There's a lot of counter points going on in this deck.
Right.
There's a lot of kind of Nambo stuff happening here.
I'll take the 2. I want to be able to draw.
Yeah.
Like, they should be able to go into Teferi here. The question is, will they? No? Interesting. So they're playing up against the Dispute. That's very interesting. Okay. Do we want to, though? It's going to take another card out of ours. I think we're going here first. Well, are we just swinging to start? And
Let's
if so, do we just play Soul Guide while we have priority here?
Let's play it while we have priority.
I mean, it's going to mess up our Delirium, but not the biggest thing in the world that gets Delirium. And I would rather make sure we get our value off LaRue right here, right now.
Yeah, get paid on LaRue.
If it's going to be a Wandering Emperor, fine. We can Electro Blast that Samurai. Or right there.
Well, okay. We could...
play Dragon's Rage first, then Electro.
We could grasp the Samurai and Electro.
Well, it's not a Samurai, it turns out.
Oh.
They're just going to exile it, right? So that's fine.
Goodbye forever.
I think roll something like this. And I'm not super worried about Greasefang Parhelion here. They need a discard outlet and... Right? And, oh, we still have Soul Guide. Yeah, I'm not worried. So I'm going this route.
There's that nice Surveil.
And go.
So when we play our next spell, that's when we get to see the 3 cards?
Mm-hmm.
We're very nearly to the magical Death's Shadow numbers.
Mm-hmm. The question is if they can go land to Fairy with Mystical Dispute back. Which could get ugly quickly. Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, nothing to be done. We let that roll.
They get the Shadow.
Probably they take the Grasp here, right? We're still stuck on Shadow until we deal some more damage. No? Okay.
Take the thing that kills you.
Give us Delirium, I guess. That's interesting. I would not have picked that play. So they have another removal spell then?
So it would seem. Or they're like, why did that card just get good? Oops.
Interesting.
Greasefang, there it is. And they know we have removal.
Right, they're just holding up a Mystical Dispute here. So I'm popping this to draw a card.
Really?
Yeah, because we're gonna deal with the Greasefang either way, and then we're gonna draw some more off of Electrostatic, right?
Oh, fair enough. Sure.
So as long as Greasefang's going on, they have no manlands here.
Yeah, and we know they don't have the other part of the combo. Interesting.
Very interesting. Let's do it this way. Just in case we need this up. Yeah.
Get out of here, Greasefang.
Makes
me wonder if they boarded the Parhelions out.
I think we're keeping that.
Yeah, we want that.
Oh, it tapped it weird. Okay, whatever. So it goes. Which of these 3 do we want? I don't think we care about that. So I think what we're aiming for here is Bloodfast, probably.
I like Bloodfast.
Or are we just doing Channeler so that we get in for 3 and Teferi doesn't do enough?
We can do both.
No, you get 1 of 3.
Oh, you only get to play 1 of them?
Yeah.
I see.
So
did I say Bloodfast?
Although
we are kind of lower on life.
I think.
Nah, yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. We haven't seen a sweeper from opponent.
Mostly I want to make sure if they Teferi, they can't minus. I want them to have to
At
plus.
least not for a profit.
Right, I want them to have to plus and then still be in trouble because we have the ability to kill it right there. And they don't know we have Electrostatic. Which should give us enough to make sure that dies on impact. Which I assume is the big thing we have to do here.
Probably.
As long as at least one of these connects were there.
And opponent has... They're going to have 3 mana up then.
Yep, 3 mana, but only 1 card of relevance. So, I'm just smacking Teferi dead.
Yeah, let's kill it. And if we eat a removal spell on one of those... Never mind, we don't! Strong evidence for opponent doesn't have removal.
Yeah, this was also the issue with Mardu and Explorer, is that sometimes it just goes like this. I'm going to do this first.
Yeah?
To give us more options.
Yeah, we might get a counter.
Like, it kind of sucks because we're going to lose the Surveils, but at the same time, that's fine.
You know, the graveyard's going. It's not useful to us.
Yeah, not incredibly... whatever. Out you go. Okay.
Damn.
I think it's the bolts. Go? Because we can surveil like crazy to get Kroxa rolling, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That feels like the best move here.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, let's start with this. Down goes the last.
Big old Kroxa.
Counter it or don't, doesn't matter.
It does. If they counter it, they won't lose the life.
Well, they wouldn't anyway, because...
Oh, true.
Right? It's
true.
It's a wash no matter what. I'm
right.
fine with that. Let's do some surveilling.
Out of here. We want that, don't we?
Yep. Into hand. To library. And we'll put that one over here. And then we will do a little dance with this.
And we ought to be right back to Delirium here. Check that graveyard. What do we got?
Yeah, we put it there, we get Delirium.
Yep.
I'm fine with that. We'll take that.
Yep, that's a keeper.
This feels like it'll be alright.
Looks like a good hand. Staring down a board of nothing.
I mean, they'll probably activate Hive here and get rid of Kroxa.
Yeah, that seems kind of necessary.
Which also turns off our Delirium for a moment, but then
so
we
play
Kroxa.
the other Kroxa.
Right. We can Kroxa and Shadow, which seems pretty good. I'm starting with Kroxa here.
Yeah, get that last card.
Okay, so they draw 2, discard 1, then discard the last one.
Just more stuff in their graveyard, pumping up that drown in the Loch. Oh, a Withering.
Alright. Except they're going to lose some life here.
They are going to lose some life.
And we can replay. Which I think is stronger.
Or do we want to hold up a counter?
That's right. We probably just want to hold up a counter here.
And it'll be lethal on our turn. So we just, do that, counter whatever they do, and kill them.
Yeah, and this also makes it lethal even if they remove it because of Hive.
Right.
So we got game 2 here. The question is game 3. All right. So we're seeing that a lot of nuance in this deck.
Yeah, it's a tricky one. It's a tricky one.
So where do we want to make some shifts here for game 3?
Okay, I do like the Unholy Heats back in at least over some of the other removal once it was pointed out that we could get the Planeswalkers with them.
Yeah. Infernal probably stays.
Infernal's decent.
Electrostatic, I am unclear if we want 4 copies. I could see potentially wanting 1 less for something like this.
Yeah, it doesn't
kill anything.
I mean, it kills a Planeswalker on low loyalty, but that's it.
Right, so maybe we need 2 of those. And we can leave it at that.
Seems reasonable.
Do we want something like the Lavamancer?
No.
Do we want...
No. That's actively eating up our own graveyard. If we were going to try and get in 1 more card, I'd actually want another Mystic Dispute.
Yeah, it was like the Bloodfast and the Dispute are kind of interesting. We're doing a 1-1 split right now. Is it worth trying to bump it to something else?
Maybe peel out another one of those Blasts for the Dispute.
I can see that.
I mean, Blast is not so good for its damage, but more for the kind of impulse impersonation it does.
Yeah. I'm pretty good with that. I like having one of these. It's an interesting card we haven't gotten to mess with much.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's correct here, but I definitely like trying it.
Yeah, and if it's not, it probably needs to be a Kolaghan's command?
I don't know. There was a fair point from earlier, though. A lot of their removal is exile.
Yeah, and the Davriel's Withering is perpetual, so even if we bring it back, it just dies again.
Right. I see some value to the Footfall Crater just to be able to shadow and smash. But
they have go blanks.
Right.
So
I kind of like the... Yeah, let's try Bloodfast.
Let's try the grind like this and see how it goes. It's kind of an interesting scenario.
Loki Stormbringer. Let's fucking bring the storm to you.
Let's see what happens.
Pretty good.
Yeah, this is where I want to be playing.
That's off to a ripping start.
Unlike the last 2 games, this feels much more aggressive, and I very much more want to be on that. So let's get rolling with the Dragon's Rage Channeler. Alright, Loki, what you got for us today?
Land go?
One would assume.
Or land IOK go?
So they mulled a 6. Never a bad sign.
Land go.
Alright, let's get started. Now, if they hold up 2 here, my concern is that we have to play Soul Guide to prevent the potential Parhelion combo.
Yeah.
No, they didn't hold up 2, so they've got a Mystical Dispute, and we can probably just Kroxa and keep rolling.
That seems reasonable.
Or we can Painful Bond if we want to go that route instead.
Kroxa makes more sense right now. I like Painful Bond happening once we have a Shadow in hand to use, and have a better idea for what we want to start doing with abusing our life total.
There's the issue with Kroxa.
Oh, shit.
We may have fucked ourselves here.
Fuck! Don't have it!
Don't have it? Don't have it, huh?
Are you gonna slow roll us, you son of a bitch?
Oh,
yeah,
God.
God damn it.
Alright, so...
Alright, we fucked ourselves. God damn it.
Sometimes when you learn a deck, you make some pretty obvious mistakes. That was one of them that
we just spent a lot of time playing that combo too.
Oh, that's a little embarrassing.
All right, let's run it back. Let's run it back.
It's a little embarrassing. All right.
Fuck.
Played like so many matches with Greasefang, and we're like, you know what we do? We give them a choice when they discard.
Yeah. Okay, lesson learned.
Oh God.
I hope. That's the kind of blowout that teaches you the lesson.
Yeah, you don't forget those mistakes.
Hopefully everybody watching gets to experience that mistake vicariously.
Oh my God.
And therefore not make it. This looks fine.
Well, no red sources, which is where we want for these, but I think I'm still fine with it.
Yeah, we got IOK, we got Drown.
I'm also willing to keep slightly riskier hands while we're testing out this list to see what's what, you know? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's see what they're doing. It's a life gain deck of some kind. Okay, we'll take the only thing we can. A lot of lands. Interesting. We might just crack our lands to get down as fast as we can here. Oh, there we go. That's even better. Okay.
Yeah.
Pay 2.
Pass?
Yeah, we can't expressive yet, and I don't think it's
not worth drowning that creature.
Right? Not when it can just come back right away. What are you? What is this madness?
It's an enchantment I really like. I don't think it's good, though.
This seems interesting with a deck full of Soul Wardens. Okay.
One of those, their creatures get really big, or I don't know. Yeah, we're gonna have to fucking find out here.
Yeah, I've never seen this before. Okay. Where are we going with this?
Dragonskull pass, and then maybe if they don't do shit, we IOK to kill that and make them discard?
The Kolaghan's command?
Kolaghan's command, yeah.
I mean, they'll just dump a land. Oh, Coco, okay.
That's not surprising.
It is a Coco deck, yeah.
Well, they had green mana and creatures. I just presumed they had collected company.
Ooh,
oh, shit.
No.
Get that shit out of here.
We're not playing that game.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, that tree folk there goes off with a couple of cards to get infinitely big and make a bunch of squirrels or some shit like that. An opponent gets a bajillion life.
Yeah. Fuck that.
And we're just not letting that happen.
I'm going this route.
Hell yeah. Kroxa that last card and
then I'm
hold up that Drown in the Loch.
Yeah, it'll counter everything now. What was it? Okay, yeah, that's fine.
So when they top deck collected company and feel like they're perhaps in good shape,
on top of the world, baby,
we can just crap right in their mouth.
Hey, what up, Lord Skitham?
Skitham has appeared.
Appreciate you. Alrighty. A little Luminous Phantom action. I mean, this is what I love about Shadows. They can do all of this back and forth, and I'm just like, yeah, just do it. Just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it.
They don't even know.
Okay, so this...
Yeah, I like that.
To start, and then we can still hold up IOK and play Shadow, probably, depending on what we get here.
Ooh.
So this is going to go to hand, this is going to go out, because they have nothing in hand. So there's no reason to play it.
So put Channeler in hand?
I'm going to put that on...
Oh yeah, because we're going to play that right now and hold the Thoughtseize.
Yeah, we may never play the Thoughtseize, but...
Probably won't.
But it's there if we need it, right? And we still have a Watery Grave, so we're good on Drown in the Loch.
Yep.
And we'll wait a turn on the Shadow.
Yep.
That seems fine.
Look at those 1/1 tramplers.
Boy, do they trample. Going ham. Alright.
All the 1/1 tramplers. Castle Ardenvale is going to be a pretty good foil to that Death Shadow.
It's going to present some problems. It's definitely... Kroxa might be a more appropriate scenario here.
Yeah. Does Unholy Heat exile?
It does not. But we can smack down their only flyer, smack for 3 in the air, and then Kroxa the last card out. And then they have 1 top deck, and Kroxa will smash through Castle all day. Doesn't matter, right?
Yeah.
So I think we give them the 1 top deck, essentially, to get there. Because
that seems reasonable.
I don't think there's a better path.
That seems reasonable.
I mean, alternatively, we can play Shadow. We can hold up Unholy Heat and Drown, and then we can Kroxa on the next turn.
That's pretty safe.
Yeah, let's play it safe, huh? And actually, I can Thoughtseize this right now if I want to.
Do we, though?
I don't know.
Let's see if they play it. I wonder if it's a land.
We can wait. We've got Drown. Okay. There it is.
Counter that nasty fucker.
And now we've got Delirium, so they can't swing.
Excellent, excellent. And on top of it, we can pop their flyer.
Do we? Or do we hold this back in case of anything off the top?
I guess I like using the mana now.
Use the mana now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because what we're worried about off the top is Collected Company.
Do we just keep that to give Kroxa haste?
That's pretty interesting. I'm into it.
Screw it. I haven't gotten to try that yet.
Yeah.
I kind of want to.
Yeah. Yeah, we even have the mana for it.
Right? Like, you know, I haven't gotten to do all the things I wanted to do yet. Alright, so... Instant, instant, instant. Sorcery, sorcery. Leave the land back.
Yeah.
We've got plenty... We've got instants and sorceries all over this deck. And we'll be able to scry a bunch of stuff.
So the Crater, we got to put that onto a land.
Yep.
Keep that. That's awesome here. Fast Kroxa. Fast and nasty.
I think I'm fine just smacking here. Let's put the pressure on.
It's a lot of damage.
Right?
Opponent needs to come up with something really good really fast.
Yeah, I'm good with this. I mean, they get the Coco out potential.
There it is.
Okay.
Just don't get your combo.
Punished. Oh, it's going to be Heliod and... Nope, okay. But still really, really good. Okay. That is a lot going down right there. Oh, my.
How many Collected Companies have they played this game? Is that the
The second one, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's what this deck does one thing, and it does it over and over and over and over again. Oh, boy. Jesus. Okay, how are we getting through this? That went from nothing to explosion.
Yeah. Well, we dared them to have a good turn, and they rose to the occasion.
They definitely did. Let's see. Unholy Heats. Satyrs Lounge. I'm taking this to grow the Shadow, actually.
Okay.
I think we're smacking...
Those creatures have trample.
Yes.
And opponent can just take the damage here.
No, they can't, because
no.
I have the ability to bolt.
Okay, and Crux is actually swinging for 9. So that is lethal.
Right.
They have to block something.
Right. So they're going to block the Crux here, and then they're going to take 7. They still have a 6/6. So we have to deal with this somehow. And the answer is we have to hit Delirium post-combat to give that flying.
Okay.
Which we should be able to do.
Let's get there.
Maybe. We'll find out.
Let's just turn him sideways and see what fucking happens.
Yeah. Kind of an interesting board position to try to figure out. Yeah, but blocking Crux actually gives us Delirium, which is what we want.
Does it? Oh yeah, I guess we could play
It helps, because then we have instant sorcery.
We could play out the rest of our crap.
Yeah. So...
Yeah.
It's a bolt, I think, to their face. Otherwise, they just get a creature, right?
But that's one less attacker on our turn, and one less enters the battlefield gain life trigger for whatever comes off the top.
Okay.
I don't think we can afford Painful Bond anymore.
Yeah. We still don't have Delirium, so we have to Thoughtseize.
Yeah.
To gain Delirium. But we also get to potentially play another spell off the top, which I like. There we go. There's a Drown and Loch. Helps with Delirium as well.
Drown and Loch, let's just kill that fucking thing.
Right?
Let's just get it out of here. Whew. What a fucking roller coaster set of turns this has been.
They can attack profitably. We have the ability to LaRue and just Croxa. And we can just replay Croxa too. So, yeah, it's going to be a roller coaster to the bitter end. Okay. Okay. I'm in for this game. This is a weird one. Let's see.
So...
We can LaRue. We have exactly enough to go LaRue into Death Shadow and go to 2 life. I don't love that. I think Croaks is probably stronger here. And we can do that to keep this from having to fly. No, we want it to smack.
Yeah, we do.
And this has haste.
Yeah.
But only if we get rid of Delirium.
Interesting. That seems better, though.
This forces a block.
And it's going to do 3 no matter what.
Yeah. Yeah, let's force the issue. So, instant. We almost still keep Delirium. Okay, I'll grab the last sorcery too.
Yeah. The easiest stuff to get back.
Yeah. I think that's better than popping a clue. So.
Yeah. Oh, I think we bring both, because they have to block both. They're at 4.
Ah. Trade the Dragon's Rage?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah, we've got Luris.
This seems strong, yeah.
Opponent agreed.
Interesting. Alright, we'll move on to the next game. This deck. So, Soul Guide, not that relevant.
Not that relevant, no.
Push is pretty relevant
Push,
here.
very good.
Grim Lavamancer is actually pretty good here.
Yeah.
They have a ton of stuff, and we can hold it up for their combo. And just end their combo like that.
Yeah. K command seems decent.
Yeah.
The
Footfall can go. Spell Pierce can go. What ails? Don't love the Thoughtseizes here. They're going to play their hand out pretty fast.
I like it better than Inquisition of Kozilek, because at least Thoughtseize can snatch...
Sure.
What's it called? Coco, yeah. And what about the Corpse Explosion?
That was also something I'm intrigued by, because that could reset the board for us, which we kind of needed a few times there. Electros are good, though. That actually ends their combo. So it's probably a Thoughtseize for 1 Corpse
That seems
Explosion.
reasonable.
And I don't think we care about the rest. Like, we could do Drown in the Lochs, I guess?
I like Drown over the other Thoughtseize.
Okay.
Because Drown is going to do a much better job of stopping Collected Company.
do we want an Infernal Grasp as well to really push this angle, or over another Thoughtseize?
Yes.
Same
Yes.
kind of loss of life?
Yes, yes, yes. Being able to just actually kill the threat they present. Feed the Swarm seems good here too, actually. Just because it kills. It just kills.
And we just need to be killing their stuff.
This needs to be an absolute slaughter. We need to do what Grixis does best, which is kill everything.
And come out just a little ahead on card advantage.
Have one more card, and it's Death's Shadow.
Right. That seems fine.
Looks great.
A lot of removal, perfect mana.
Mana, removal, card advantage.
Clear mind, no thoughts, can't lose. Here we go.
Show us what will die. Kill it immediately.
Yep. Not even messing with it.
Don't let him have a chance to use it.
Yep. We are on the kill everything and then draw cards plan.
We also want to make sure that they've got 4 cards in the bin, if possible, by collected company time, so that we can counter it.
Yeah. And here, what I really want is that electrostatic bolt.
What the fuck is that?
Oh my god, that's why we need to feed the swarms. That's amazing against us.
Wow.
Okay, we are...
So the exile graveyard stuff actually still not bad.
Good to know. Good to know. We're learning lessons the hard way in this format, that's for sure.
I have no fucking clue they're going to play something. That's awesome. I didn't even know that card existed.
I forgot it existed. I definitely forgot this was a thing. Okay. Well, one of you are coming down. You are coming down. And Unholy Heat will stick around for a moment.
Yeah. Let it wait.
Yeah. That...
What a tremendous card for that deck.
Wow.
I wonder if that's in the main or if it's in the board. Oh, that's going to have to die.
Yep.
And we got the heat for it.
They played it unprotected, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, that is... Maybe they've got several.
They would need that, I think.
Let's keep that K command.
I don't think so. I think we need to get to Delirium here, and we also need to get to our Feed the Swarm.
Yeah, actually, we've got the bolt to kill the presumptive other copy of that.
I also want to get to Drown in the Loch if we can. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
And they gain a life.
Let's see. Well, this is coming down. Or are we trying to go into expressive? It's probably expressive.
Probably, because we don't have anything to deal with collected company, and we might after this.
Yeah, we are going 4 deep on it.
I don't like Lavamancer when they have that enchantment.
I don't love it, no. I think that goes to hand, that goes into exile.
I agree.
Yeah, we're fine with that.
Yeah, we got to get Shadow online. Question is, do we do that, or I think we leave maybe mana up so that we can bolt what they do or something.
Yeah, that makes sense. We can't be too free with what we're trying to do. They can always just Coco win out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Playing that with... That was such a weird move on their part. Okay.
So... We're...
It only works for Evolve. So we're not worried about them getting life.
Go to end step and destroy it so they don't get their creature back.
Actually, I'm doing it this way.
But
they'll get it back, but they won't have mana, is the point. And we can get Delirium, potentially, and block.
What's the relevance of the mana, though? Because if we take the 1, they'll gain 1. We go to end step so that trigger passes, so they'll just gain a life. And then on end step, we'll kill that. They'll have to sacrifice their creature to save it. And it'll be off the battlefield versus killing it now, where they just reanimate it and have it again.
And here comes the protection.
Right. And then they are full shields down, so we just untap and kill it.
Mm-hmm.
Or I guess we don't even have to, but...
Into the group. Alright. Kroxa, you're about to get rid of their last card. I'm in for that.
Always useful.
And then we still have to kill the Scurrying Oak.
Yep.
Yeah. We need
Please be a Coco.
just a land.
Just
okay.
a land, fine. Yeah, play our land and murder that oak while opponent has nothing they can do about it.
Yeah.
Smash for 3.
Yeah, I'm still doing that.
Or we have no choice but to smash for 3. We're getting rid of that Fatal Push.
Yeah. I just want enough gas to keep rolling, and I want to look for that Feed the Swarm, because once that goes offline, then their shield's down forever.
That's a good point.
And in this scenario, shields are back up.
That enchantment is so good against what we're doing here.
Yeah. So instant, 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 instant. Cool.
Nice.
Doesn't actually affect our delirium because we don't have it, but we do get to get everything on the board this turn and force them to top deck a Coco yet again, which is a position I like putting them in.
Yep, they've got to have an incredible draw here. And it has to be pretty much exactly Collected Company. Once again, daring them to have it.
Yeah, seems like where we should be against a deck like this. I mean, they have a lot of good draws here, but not a lot of amazing ones. And that's really the question. Are they going to have the Coco or aren't they? Okay, so my guess is a land then if they're holding it like that.
Quite likely.
I'm starting with this to try and get to Delirium here.
Reasonable. What are we going to see? That's not what we need.
No, although instant speed, no, they can still get through it. All right, we need our Drown in the Locks here. That's what we're looking for. That's going to hand.
Excellent, perfect. Put that on the exile so we can play a land this turn.
Put this into exile.
Yeah, Painful Bond.
You want this in exile?
Or into the Let's play the land. I don't remember. One of these goes in the library, right? Yeah. Because we already have a Painful Bond, and we're at 6 life anyway, and we're about to lose 3.
True. Yeah, it's going to get weirdly precarious again.
But we're putting them back in a position where they just got to block, 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 block.
Oh, enchantment gains protection. We did not read that.
Damn it!
We don't lose the life, but that is awkward.
Yeah.
We'll leave you.
Yeah, that's a good card.
Wow. Okay.
So, Croaks are their last card? Or no? But Croaks are anyway?
Yeah, we Croaks it out their thing.
Right, but Croaks are just for 3 damage.
What do you mean?
The one in our hand.
Oh, or do we want a Painful Bond? We didn't lose life there.
Yeah, I guess we could.
I mean, I'm good with either scenario. This is...
I like the pressure that presents.
Okay. I was debating leaving it so it's like a bolt at the end in case they do the math wrong.
But couldn't we just do it from our graveyard as well? Later?
That's true. That's true.
So
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
we'll
6.
have lethal Justin Croaks' next turn.
If we draw land, yeah. Or, no, not if we draw land. Gotcha. Gotcha. I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just Croaks it for the win here, I think. We go like this, we keep that one, then we smack.
Yeah. Kind of doesn't matter what we pick. Okay, okay, okay. And that will be that.
And get there. Wow, what a card, though.
Yeah.
That with Allside just...
That... You know, maybe it wasn't that bad for us, though. It looked like a nightmare, but we won through it anyway.
They flooded pretty hard. They had 8 lands at the end, and that's a deck that only plays 22, I think.
Sure, but they've got no library manipulation.
True.
You know, they just draw what they draw, and that's that.
True, true. Alrighty, back into the thick of it we go.
Back into the shadow.
All right, so we punted our our Esper Greasefang matchup, but we managed to sneak our way through. We snuck our way through against green whites. What do we even call that? Life? Just green white life? Might as well. It's what it is.
Oak combo.
Oak combo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Coco combo. Whatever.
They're trying to do a broken thing.
We call it Coco. Collected Company combo. Coco.
I call that a mulligan.
Yeah, oh, yeah. That's not happening. That's more like it.
Yeah, just toss back a shadow probably.
Yeah. Yeah, we need the action, and these aren't coming down anytime soon. We can afford to throw one back.
I'm curious. So far, the Luris has not been very important to our plan.
Doesn't seem that way, no. It did some work in one of the in the Greasefang game 2, right?
Kind of. It was letting us reanimate that lantern over and over.
Drew us a bunch of cards. That was interesting. I don't know. It's a little early to tell if LaRue is going to be the way to go, but for now it's free outside of the deck building constraints, and I don't know that this is a deck that wants to go high on the curve anyway, because, you know...
I think this deck wouldn't mind some stuff that goes up a little bit.
Ooh, untapped.
That's a good turn one. Like some Planeswalkers or something, because we continuously wind up with a ton of mana. The exile or the removal seems to just exile our shit.
This is rough.
That is super rough.
That is not the hand to deal with this. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna get the Kolaghan's command here is probably what the pull is.
Right.
That's what I would do anyway.
Right, and the reason for that is if they take the shadow, we can just K command, get the shadow back, and get other value.
Yeah. Yeah. This makes a lot of sense. Grab that K command, see how many lands we drew, and here we go. But we can still grab LaRue into our hand, which may end up happening. We'll see what we draw and what they play. I do like how much draw we have sitting at the 2 CC between Electrostatic Bolt, Painful Bond, and Expressive. That's a lot. Well, that's happening. Right?
Yeah.
I feel like it kind of...
Yeah. What else are we doing?
Right. Also Delirium and all that. Trying to figure it out. I mean, we could pull LaRue into hand. I just don't know that that's a strong...
Just so they can Thoughtseize it?
Right. It doesn't seem like the strongest play. What you got? You're an Arcanist deck. There it is.
Okay. Don't want that.
And
what you got? What you got? All right. Cool.
So I'm pushing this down like this.
Yeah, I agree.
They're going to deal damage to us. That's fine. They've got the Fatal Push with the Arcanist. Fine. And the Unholy Heat. Fine. This will be interesting to see what it does. Because they're going to... Yep. Oh, no. Oh, no. They get to go blank.
Bad news.
They get to go blank here. Oh, God.
That's bad news.
Like, Seasoned would have been bad enough, but this is an absolute house right now.
Yeah. I can see why they took a moment to contemplate.
Because Season's just draw 2.
Season's just a draw 2 on a body, yeah.
Yeah.
But totally blow out everything we've got. Pretty good play. Okay.
We've got LaRue.
Do they have an IOK? No.
Nope. An Unholy Heat for when we play it, and the ability to just keep doing the... Oh my god, there's a Kolaghan's command. This deck's sweet. Look at what they're pulling off with this Magmatic Channeler. It is such value for them. I've never seen Magmatic go off like this, but it's so cool. This is so cool.
They've been getting some great turns with that.
Yeah. Like, I know it's some high variance too, but this is so cool.
Magmatic might belong in this deck, actually.
The choice there was like Magmatic, Arcanist, and Ledger Shredder are all 3 vying for slots in this deck, potentially.
I'm not a big fan of Arcanist in this deck, but I do like Magmatic just to help put things in the graveyard and to turn into a clock later on.
Okay.
I also kind of wonder about that instant, the blue and 1 from the new set.
Blue and 1 from the new set. What are we talking about?
The one that with the different values, the draw 2, discard 1, or if you have whatever new threshold is or new delirium.
the blue-black one.
Yeah,
Tainted Indulgence. That is fascinating. Yeah. Question is it a stronger thing than Express? Well, okay, it wouldn't fit in this deck necessarily because we're not really trying to combo and we aren't going up to 5 on the curve, right? But if
we'd only have to go up to 4. Right?
Yeah. Oh.
Or does it?
Oh,
we're losing.
Oh, Lord.
We're losing this game.
I'm curious if we can get a Fatal Push for that. Well, okay. What do you do? Nothing right now, do you?
Nothing.
You look silly is what you do. Alright, we got rolled by a Magmatic Channeler there. That was quite impressive. We definitely want to interact more with their graveyards, so Soul Guide Lantern your time to shine, baby.
So our 2 damage spells, not so great. Our Fatal Push is pretty good.
Drown's
pretty good.
This isn't terrible, frankly. It's like we lose 2, we kill their thing.
Yeah, but it's dead for sure.
Right.
And it's low CMC stuff.
And these are all pretty rough here.
Although I'd go Infernal Grasp number 1 before Feed the Swarm number 2.
Infernal Grasp number 1. Oh, yeah, that too. We've got room for all of it. And then I do want an Argwol's here.
I agree.
This is a weird grind we're going to have to play.
Yeah, and they can't do a damn thing about it once it's down unless they brought in their own Feed the Swarms.
And then do we want one more over the Footfall since they have go blanks anyway?
We don't need the Footfall.
Right? Like, I think that's where we're going. We're getting rid of all this damage-based removal that isn't going to
do we want K-Command instead?
We could play... We've got 2. Do we want a 3rd?
I don't know. See, my problem with K-Command is they didn't present us really with artifacts.
Right.
The 2 damage is not good against them.
Spell Pierce isn't great against them either.
Spell Pierce is decent. They're low mana.
That's true.
And shutting down something they're trying to do early would be pretty good, or a critical turn. I mean, they're sort of like Rakdos Delver in a way.
Yeah.
They're very tempo.
Yeah.
That seemed to be how they were beating us.
Do we want a Corpse Explosion for the spice?
I don't know. You know, they do a pretty good job of exiling our graveyard.
They do.
I wouldn't want to rely on it.
That's fair.
We're running out of time, but I'm very much doubting the K commands. Although I don't know what's better, is the problem.
Well, they're gonna... Let's see. They are...
having them discard a card and reanimate a creature is probably good enough.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll get lucky and snag a Den of the Bugbear.
I'm fine with 2.
Yeah, let's roll it.
It's our highest CC in this whole thing anyway, and that's kind of an interesting route to try. So, yeah, let's have some fun. We're up against Pinnacles here.
Pinnacles.
And
I've played against Pinnacles many times.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Many times.
It's good to see the grinders are out and about, right?
I don't know if they're grinders if they're playing against my account, but I recognize that name. I don't remember what they tend to play, if anything.
See, this is the part that I like about Arena. Sometimes you play deeply enough, you get to, oh, no.
Throw it back.
No to that. No to that, too.
Yucky.
These are not where we want it. Well, we're keeping the 5. 1 lounge is going for sure. I think it's probably...
Thoughtseize?
I was just going to dump there.
That will unmulligan us later.
That's a good point. So, Thoughtseize then probably.
Yeah.
If they get the turn 1 Thoughtseize on us, they get the turn 1 Thoughtseize on us.
They get it, but we've got 2 ways to, between the Painful Bond and the K command, we can unmulligan ourselves.
Right. Okay.
And card advantage is a big deal in this match, it would appear.
Yeah. I think it is. It's a weird grind. The fact that they have Seasoned Pyromancer feels just great for them and worries me tremendously because that's so much value.
That's a card I would love to play in here.
I'm trying to figure out if that's going to fit with Shadow exactly.
Well, it helps turn on our Delirium. And it helps us gain resources. It lets us go a little wider.
That it does.
I just haven't been impressed with Lurrus so far. There's so much exile removal, and there's so much exile graveyard stuff.
Well, we're taking the Dread Horde.
Yes, we are.
And this is not great. Okay.
They are low on land.
Yes, there is that at least.
They've got a spicy P, which is what I'm going to call Seasoned Pyromancer from now on.
Yeah, the Croaks that's probably coming here is oofta. I'm getting rid of K command.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Because we need to at least pull LaRue.
Yeah.
And have a shot at grabbing something at some point.
Now we're, I guess, protected from another one, sort of.
And then they go land, go blank.
we have so few targets for Lurrus as well.
Yep. Well, they have Unholy Heat, so playing this does nothing.
Right.
We push it back on over to them. This feels like a deck that's well designed.
It's well suited to beat what we're doing, that's for sure.
Yeah, the good news is if we draw like an Expressive Iteration or Painful Bond at any point here, we can kind of go off.
Or we can just keep drawing land, that's cool too.
Yeah, sometimes you just draw land. And that's how it goes sometimes.
Fabled Passage. So
they get the Seasoned.
We are just getting shit stomped here.
Yeah, but we can still just draw Painful Bond expressives and just go off. So
Yeah, that's true. Painful Bond can chain us into a shit ton of action.
Mm-hmm.
That's the other thing I like about that blue thing, though, is that it's an instant.
Mm-hmm. There is that. There is that.
This deck does feel like it could use a Planeswalker.
I mean, the question is this just a bad version of that? That's really my question.
Death Shadow?
Yeah, is Shadow a bad version of Rakdos Mid?
It might be. It might be.
Okay. We're just going to put them all out there because we can still just chain off the top and
Yeah,
roll.
we can. See, that's what I like about this Shadow list, though.
Yeah.
Is the ability to just go absolutely bonkers with the card draw.
Right.
I just wish we had more action.
I mean, we have drawn 5 lands in a row, which
We
is rough.
We have, but these games we've consistently seen a lot of mana. I think we can damn near pick it up.
I'm going to Fatal Push this real quick.
Yeah, Fatal Push it, see what we draw.
Yep. If we don't draw anything of relevance, then we're pretty close to the let's pick it up and move on phase of life. But they exile even. Okay, go blanks.
That's just not enough.
I'm going to give it one more turn. We can chain this with Surveil if we top deck a Painful Bond.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that synergy for sure. I really like that synergy.
Can we get one chain off the top? That's what we're aiming for. One time, dealer. One chain off the top before we get blown out. We've drawn an awful lot of land. Ooh, hello. You're not going to do enough quickly enough, I don't think.
No way.
But we shall try all the same.
I feel like this is in the list just because whoever designed the deck read the pay 2 life clause and they're like, yeah! Death Shadow! Lose life!
I mean, it does let you sack Shadow to gain 13, or close to that.
Yeah,
12,
to make Shadow
11.
worthless.
Alright, they got us. They got us on this one. Let's move on.
Let's take a look at this list.
Okay.
Let's take a look at this list because I think there's some silly shit going on here.
Definitely.
I mean, we're...
Hey, what up, Solid Shadow? How you doing?
Howdy, howdy, howdy.
We have got to get on Discord and chat when we finish up with the stream. Honestly, dude, I'm very curious on a few different pieces, and I have not been able to make the time, and I'm sorry. But after this stream, I promise you, I will make the time. We will sit down and talk a little bit. Okay, so back to the deck list itself.
So let's look at where there's tension in the design here.
Okay.
And I want to imagine a world without Lurrus.
Okay. Let's just smack it out. Let's start there. We'll just smack it right out. Luru, you're gone.
And if that's the case, I like moving at instant speed a little bit more if we can. I understand the iterations are partially there for us to hit Delirium.
I'll put it this way. I've actually never been a huge fan of iteration because if you get it and you play it on turn 2, it's not that great. If you play it on turn 3, you need to hit a land for it to still be good.
Right.
And after that, like, yeah, it's good in the late game, but like it doesn't. It's a weird card.
It's not actually that much better than Divination.
Right.
It's a little better than Divination.
A little.
Divination's a pretty good card.
But this is Divination to a degree too.
If we, well, yeah, instant Divination if we can get it up to speed.
Which we might be able to do with a shift in the build.
So we would need 3 drops and 4, well, we don't need drops, but we need 3 and 4 mana spells if we're going to do that.
Right.
So I like trying some Seasoned Pyromancers here because then we have an opportunity to really chain through some stuff.
Okay. Yeah, it's absolutely gas.
Because those are the games that we were doing quite well, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see here. So we're looking at Pyros. We're looking. Thanks, Shadow. Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
So I don't like the Footfall Craters.
No, it seems like a ridiculous card, as well as the Soul Guide main.
Yeah, I think we can safely throw it in the board.
As well as the Pierce main.
Also seems a little silly.
I'm not a big fan of the Singleton IOK.
Yeah, I'm good with dropping that out.
I'm not a big fan of the Electrostatic Bolts, actually.
These seem like they want to do so much more than they actually do.
They force you into pretty awkward play patterns.
Right.
And something like this, we need more fluidity, we need more options, we need to be able to make better choices. So many of our plays seem to be dictated by the restrictions of this deck just arguing with what it wants to be and what it wants to do.
Putting Kroxa and Delirium in the same deck is kind of a weird thing.
I'm not into it.
Like, it makes me wonder if we want this in the list, because we're trying to do all these things.
I don't think so. And the format is quite aware of it, of its existence.
It makes us very reliant on a graveyard, too, which I don't love it, because we're still going to be reliant on this Delirium side, but...
But that gets rolling quick. So when does that surveil? Does that surveil whenever we play a...
Non-creature.
Non-creature, which we do quite a bit of.
Yeah.
So between the channeler and the volume of spells we're playing, we can get Delirium back as long as we're getting... I mean, we're going to need the right kind of permanence for it.
Yeah.
But well, do we, though? Because we've got 4 types right now. We've got creatures, instants, sorceries, lands.
Yes.
So, I mean, this have an enchantment, have an artifact, not really necessary as long as we've got a good balance of those things.
Well, and we can look at something like that.
That's not bad. That's definitely not bad. I don't know what we're trying to copy so much. I mean, Seasoned is pretty good.
Seasoned's good.
I guess we could smack for more with the shadows. The channelers. It seems decent. It seems decent, but before we go there...
I'd say let's put
one in there for consideration.
Right, right, and just see where.
I'm very interested in a Planeswalker.
Okay.
Some 4-mana Planeswalkers so that we can get a draw 2 off of our thing later and have some staying power. And I don't even remember what Planeswalkers we get in Grixis right now, and especially in this format.
Okay, so first page, not loving this.
Teferi Master of Time's kind of interesting, actually.
Okay.
The discard outlet is interesting. Oh, it's a creature you don't control phases out. That's
right.
too bad.
If it was ours, it'd be very
right.
interesting.
I would love to be able to flash that down and protect our creatures.
Yeah, that would be some spice.
Valky is mildly interesting.
I don't think we're going to 7 mana in this deck very often.
Not often.
Let's see.
What else we got?
Yeah, we'll keep it rolling. We'll keep it rolling.
Chandra the Torch is always an absolute boss.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to throw one in for consideration. And move it right along over here.
Get into our Gold Walkers. I think we want to end our curve at 4.
Yeah, I agree.
What's Kaito do again?
That does some spicy stuff.
Okay, phases out. Draw a card, discard, unless you attacked. Create a ninja. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage, you may...
Find shadows on an emblem.
Emblem. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, search your library for a blue. Put it onto the battlefield. So that's okay. I don't think that's going to synergize very powerfully with what we're doing, but it's not bad.
No, it's not quite enough. There's Obnixilis.
Oh, fuck. Well, we don't really have fodder for Obnixilis, though.
Right.
That's the problem.
This isn't that deck.
Yeah,
well,
if we...
This is fodder, but yeah.
Yeah, that's not a good sequence, though. I liked Obnixilis in those decks where we had all those 1-drops that made value.
Right.
So that by the time we sacrificed them to Obnixilis, it was like a free Obnixilis.
Right.
We would really feel that casualty here.
Yeah, that's true. None of those are it.
That's kind of interesting, actually.
Just rocking Bolas at the top.
That is really interesting. I mean, our black mana would have to be very heavy, but it should be heavier than it is.
Yeah, I mean, the way we would improve it is probably cutting out 1 manland in the Sulfur Falls.
Perhaps. Although we would be kind of at a tension there with...
Well, we just put in 2 more Dragonskulls. And we're only losing a blue source?
Yeah, okay. We'd only be going down blue sources. That's pretty reasonable.
And the Sulfur Falls for Dragonskull. Yeah, I'm fine with this. This is still pretty good.
Nicol Bolas the Ravager is also an interesting choice.
It's kind of like Kroxa without the drawback to Delirium, right?
Right, and it gives us something to do with when we get to a Kajillion mana.
I'm far more interested in this than this, frankly. This could be good, but this could also just be too far behind. And a lot of these decks that we've played against are going wide to a degree, which...
It's an interesting sideboard option.
Yeah, but this is a nice ETB deal with me now. And I like that. I like what we're trying to do with that. I don't know. I also like getting it back with K-Command.
Yeah, having a much higher value target to get back with K-Command. 2 of those are good, though, because if we... I don't know, maybe. I don't know if we're going to go that deep in the game that often, but... I also like Nikki B playing with Chandra, because if we've got them at the same time, Chandra lets us flip. Although we'd be crushing a game if we had those two in play at the same time.
Yeah,
it's hard to imagine a world in which that's not just destroying everything.
Yeah.
I do like the 1/5 drop in here, because look at all the filtration we have.
Okay.
Look at all the insane filtration we have.
Well, what about the 7 drop?
That one I think not. And then we're basically out of options.
There's always Ugin.
Yeah, they don't get along with Bolas, though, do they, right?
No, not so much. Not so much.
So we could increase our drown in the Lochs. Those have been very good for us.
Yeah, if we're not trying to blow out their grave at any point, this feels like it's, especially, we just have to, yeah. Okay, 3. I like 3. Going up to 4 is tempting fate a little bit.
Kind of. Let's look at how much filtration we have.
Well, that doesn't, that's not what that is. That's the opponent's graveyard.
Okay, sure, but like we can discard if we don't. But we're Thoughtseizing and we're killing shit.
If we're gonna play IOK in the name, go back to like an IOK or 2. I like this a lot better.
Okay, we could fit that in. So we could drop out Fable.
Okay.
And now we've got some slots to play with, and I like that too. Also for having a few more sorceries to get our Delirium up. How many sorceries do we have?
Not many, just these.
Okay, so let's see if we can squeeze in a third IOK and somehow.
We got some cuts to make. Where do we want to push it? Where do we want to push it?
How many lands do we have?
22.
22. Jesus, how do we keep winding up with so many in play?
Deck filters a lot.
Yeah.
Nature of the beast, as it were.
Yeah.
We can probably go down 1 here.
That makes sense.
And that puts us at 3, 4, 3. That might be fine.
That's pretty reasonable. That's pretty reasonable.
It's a very different build. Do we want to run this one?
Let's try it in a best of 1 just to see if the thing works, right?
Yeah, sure. Give it a quick run. Ranked. BO1. Shadow. Do you work? Let's find out.
Do you work at all?
Right. Alright. Super Jop. Jop. Interesting name. Yeah, we have Painful Bond and Inquisition.
That looks legit. We can cast almost everything in our hand.
Yeah.
And it's not like we're trying to cast Drown immediately either.
No. We'll get there eventually.
Cool deck.
Mono red, got it.
Take the 1-drop, maybe, or take the Robber?
If we take the Robber, they get a 1. If they do the 1-drop on turn 1, they just stagger it, and they don't get, unless they top deck. Well, if they get any of their 2-drops, this turns into a much bigger issue.
Yeah.
Then again, Robber is a big issue, especially when we're playing Painful Bond.
Pull the Robber then?
Yeah, I think it's got to be Robber, because we need to hit Painful Bond so we can get into Pyromancer. And now they have to have a 2-drop in the top 2 cards. Which...
Hey.
This is going to be a weird game. We're going to need to see shadows. This reminds me of the old shadow lists. Alright, they didn't get it. Where you had to see the shadows in a timely manner, or you were just screwed.
Yeah.
I'm Thoughtseizing and then Watery Grave's up.
Yeah, so we can just counter whatever they... Well, not whatever they do, but some things.
Yeah, we'll take the Rampaging Ferocidon, probably.
Is it the Ferocidon?
Yeah, because
that just shuts off their play.
And...
Watery G?
Yeah, because now we can at least drown to kill that if we want to.
Yeah.
Which feels reasonable, depending on what they play.
I suppose we should try and play our spells before we play another Painful Bond into mono red.
Right.
Just fucking drown it.
Yeah, I'll drown that, and then I'll play Chandra.
Seems good.
Which doesn't cost us any pain.
Seems good.
Yeah, I'm still on Chandra here.
Even overtaking Torbran with the land drop?
Yeah.
No, hang on. We can let him do the Torbran, then we can take the Embercleave.
We can also Chandra the Torben.
We can do all those things. Perfect. Right. Yeah. Zap opponent.
Derp. Dink. All right.
I love playing with Chandra.
It feels lovely. It really does. Oh, perfect. Played right into it.
Thank you.
Did you forget what this did?
Auf Wiedersehen.
Okay. So, Rage Channeler or Pyromancer here?
I don't know.
Because we could Rage Channel and Thoughtseize and Painful Bond, or we can do Pyromancer and Thoughtseize, or Pyromancer and Channeler.
What if we Thoughtseize to take the equipment, and then we channel or just dump our cards?
Oh, it's got to be Seasoned. They're going to get Bugbear online.
Right.
So
we can do both, though. We can Thoughtseize them and we can Seasoned, and just dump the rest of our cards to get 1/1s.
That seems good. Ah! Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah, they don't have any creatures to get Embercleave, right?
Well, there'll be the Bugbear creature that'll stick around. Unless we block it, I guess.
Right, but if they activate that, then they're going to have no mana for Embercleave.
Although we can kill Torbrons that resolve, we cannot kill Embercleaves unless we get exactly K command.
Okay.
And that turns every creature into an enormous problem.
Okay. Let's roll this way. And can we draw a little sum? Oh, it's Bolas. Need any land and we can Nicol Bolas. Or actually we have Chandra.
Yeah, we have
Nicol Bolasing.
Yep.
That feels good. And a really weird way to use Chandra. Love it.
Auto pay.
Darling, auto pay.
And, oh yeah, that can do whatever. What's the -3 on? Is it just destroy?
Or deal 4 damage.
Well, it's destroy, I guess.
Same diff here. We'll work with it.
In case they've got mono red pump spells or something.
Am I keeping this to cycle?
I don't think so.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just swinging 1 because Den.
Yeah, I like it. Be able to trade our board for the Den.
We've got walkers.
Yeah, well, I mean our creature board. Our walkers are great.
Right? Like, I'll trade this for Den all day long to keep the walkers rolling, because if either of these keeps going, the game ends fast enough. Ooh, that is really good against us.
Oof.
That was spicy. I've never seen Kumano go nuts like that before.
Kumano just took down Nikki B.
Right? The best Kumano ever. Oh my.
What do we got now? Awesome.
Discard and return? What do we have to return? Oh, Dragon's Rage. Perfect. Let's do that. Yep. A little discard action.
What did you have, opponent?
Haha,
yes!
Feels good. Feels good. And actually, because we have Unholy Heat, we can swing out.
Yes, we can. Although I do like the idea of saving one of them to trade for their goblin.
What goblin?
The goblin that Den will make.
Not if we kill it when we activate.
True. Good point.
Yeah. Let's get him. And a shadow off the top will be super lethal real quick. Okay, so our Planeswalkers did a lot this game.
Persistent value.
Yeah. Instead of like filtering through our deck with a bunch of draw, we just had...
This is making me want more Planeswalkers.
Okay,
Maybe...
this is a rough scenario. Shit.
Kind of.
Only deals 2 because we don't have Delirium because that came back.
Sure, but it's just going to be those 2 cards for the robber. Right? Like, if they attack, we can just shock it and block it.
Well, I'm going to start with shocking it. Or wait, let's see what they get off robber. That's pretty good. Okay. 3 out of 4. Okay, we're fine still. Okay, so I'm shocking it and blocking it.
Yeah.
Which...
Okay, that would have been a good reason to leave back and...
Actually, shock does it on its own now.
Yeah.
Cool. Yep, alright.
Chandra up?
Yeah, I think Chandra ticks up.
See what we get?
Do we want it to just use Seasoned? Or do we just want...
Who knows what we'll draw?
Draw.
Right.
Decline.
Decline, right.
Okay. We can hold Seasoned back. We can smack just the 3.
Seems good.
Got to be a little bit careful, so yeah, let's do it this way.
We're getting close to the burn range, but we're also getting close to the just kill them with what we've got range.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a lot of blockers, so they're going to have to do it with spells, which they just dropped another mountain. I'm liking where this is at.
Yeah, this is fine. Yep. Turn things
Swing them all,
sideways.
opponent.
Let's go.
Seasoned Pyromancer, what a card.
Yeah, this is going to prevent this from going to the grave.
So let's try not to...
We could just double block here, take one.
No, put the Season in front of there.
Oh, yeah. That's, yeah.
Piece of cake.
I see what you're doing. Chandra can take one.
Chandra can take one for the team.
Yep, one for the team.
Just one.
That's how Chandra rolls.
Not a big ask, Chandra.
Oh, and we get our dragon that gives it delirium. Nice. Derp.
This is...
Great.
Awesome.
Smacking the team.
Bring them.
Let's go to lethal next turn. Let's dump this down. I think we can do this anyway, just to make sure. See what we get, kind of thing.
Sure.
Nice.
Get that out of here.
Okay.
So we Thoughtseize ourselves twice.
Right.
To lose the game.
Let's go to 2 and really put the pressure on.
No. Because of Painful Bond, we would lose the game.
Oh, wow. Well, I vote that.
Yeah. Thoughtseize ourselves. Take the Seasoned Pyromancer, Thoughtseize ourselves again.
So I really like the Chandra.
Yep.
I don't know whether Nicol Bolas is needed, but I really like the Chandra.
Chandra was great.
Yeah. Bolas felt like it could have been potentially very awkward, just from 5 mana.
Yeah.
And I think we can still hit what we need on Tainted by just playing another Chandra.
Yeah, I'm a fan of that. I like the kind of consistency of that, too.
Chandra just feels good. I'm about...
Chandra number 2 and Nikki B can hang out as a dragon.
Yeah, I'm fine with this for a moment. It's a really spicy K-command target, which we haven't really had prior to this.
Right.
I'm also liking having more of this to go early.
Yeah.
Let's tear their shit apart.
I like being a lot less reliant on the graveyard stuff, and the graveyard stuff just kind of becomes a value bonus and not a primary part of the plan.
Right.
And at the same time, we get enough value out of the graveyard stuff that, like, it incentivizes the opponent to go after it.
Yeah.
Especially because they're probably going to presume we've got even more graveyard action.
Yeah. With Walkers and Shadow, we have a very non-graveyard win plan if we need. And if they don't deal with the grave, that just starts outvaluing as well. So it's a lot of different avenues.
It is.
And I like going into that. Yeah. It's fine.
Yeah, it's good.
Channelers, Inquisitions, Kolaghans, and then some later plays here with Drowns. That seems reasonable to me. Are you the Dragonskull I moved out of the way for a Sulfur Falls?
How many blue sources do we leave ourselves with?
Some we should probably
We
check.
didn't count, did we?
We just got rid of 1. I didn't think it'd be that big a deal, but...
Only 22 lands, though.
Right, that might have been a big deal. Why
Although
can't...
we got a play set of Grixis Triome.
Yeah, we've got 4 of those. We've got 4 Steam Vents. We got 4 Watery Grave. But that might be it. We might have 12 sources, and that was our 13th source that we... No, because we've drawn Catacomb. We have 13 sources. We took out our 14th.
Okay.
But 13 is good for turn 2.
13's fine. And we're never going to do... Almost never going to do it that turn 2.
Yeah, that's a pretty rare scenario. Thoughtseize is happening. I would expect no less in this format. Okay, so they wanted that. Fair enough. On we go. Dragon.
Onward and Smackward. Or maybe Onward and Squidward.
Alright. So they were ready. Fair enough.
Hey!
We'll just let you go real quick. That feels very much...
Yeah, Bond. Hell yeah. Oh, there's that blue mana. Perfect. They're going to take Chandra, I think.
Oh, yeah. That's fine. Now we can counter everything. And that's pretty close, too.
Very nearly on.
And K-Command gets back our creature. So... I'm pretty good with this position. They discard. We grab back a creature.
I'm into it.
Do a little dance. Memory Deluge. Rutrow. Okay.
Interesting deck. Interesting deck.
Very interesting. Makes me wonder if the sideboard for us, we're going to want something as simple as Graveyard Trespasser also. I think it's this, and I'm going to just dump this tapped.
Reasonable.
We don't need to keep K-Command on right now. We need to keep Drowning the Loch on. Which we are 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we just need a land, and we've got Indulgence, which we could get off of Surveil. So we're chilling for a moment. Yeah, I'm still just smacking them for 1.
Yeah. Hand is good.
We're letting them play the first move in this chess match here.
That's okay.
And
They are the ones who have to do something.
Okay. Little scry action. What you gonna do? Okay. Okay.
I like the idea of, if they do nothing, firing off a Tainted, though.
Yeah, 1 goes. If they do nothing, yep. That's fine. I want to Surveil, and I want to dump a land in here anyway. Makes the second one that much better.
Oh, please go for a big spell.
Well, if this Surveils a land, too, we're fine with that. We have K-Command.
Yeah.
If this gets a land, we just draw also, because it turns it into 5 on the spot. That's a spicy little combo.
That is pretty cool. Hey!
And now we just draw 2.
Magnificent. And we do it again. Why not?
Yeah, I don't see a reason not to.
It's their end step.
Yeah, what are they going to do? Fire off another one of these? I don't care.
That's a mighty full hand.
Alright, so I'm playing this down, I think. And just holding up the drowns and passing.
Seems reasonable.
Because we want Chandra to come down with the drown on the lock, right?
The alternative is we could just drop a tapped Blood Crypt and give ourselves the opportunity to cycle it later, since we're probably going to naturally draw some more lands. We already have double blue.
I like that, except for the fact that if we do a tapped Blood... I'm fine with untapped. Tapped, then if we cycle, they get the Memory Deluge flashback. Untapped, they don't.
Okay.
And I'm also okay going to 13 when they're not going to pressure our life total.
Yeah, yeah. We're not seeing pressure at all.
But I love the ability to have a Chandra here. That feels super powerful against a deck like this that's definitely trying to just blow up all my shit. I don't know that they're going to have good answers for Chandra in this kind of a deck, right?
Chandra is...
Or do we just K-Command, make him discard, and grab back our Dragon's Rage again?
How many cards do we have in hand?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7.
Fuck it. Yeah, K-Command.
Like, let's just go for base value here.
It's doing really cool shit.
Just a straight up nice 2-for-1. They can't Memory Deluge through the Drown in the Loch.
They cannot.
And we do get to... I'm willing to go toe-to-toe on those.
Yeah, I'm down for it.
Yeah, if they go balls deep on this one, we just get Chandra. And they didn't have a response, which means we just get Chandra.
So it would appear.
Love that. And now they're down to 1 card. Okay, Chandra's coming in with Drown in the Loch backup.
Yep, very nice.
That is where the fuck I want to be.
Feels good.
Feels great. Feels great.
Oh, hell yeah.
I almost plussed it to get the Dragon's Rage, but like, seems greedy to go that... Yep, whatever. Clear out the land. We're good. On you go. You do your thing. And keeping this to cycle also feels pretty good right now. We've got a lot of land. We've got the ability to... Yep. We will absolutely relax. Perfect.
See what's on top.
Yeah. We are... Cool. Clearing things out that need to be cleared out, and... We'll start there.
Just play what they've seen.
Yep. And then we'll go there. And I'm just going to hold these up and pass it on over.
Into it.
If they want a Memory Deluge, I think we counter, because whatever they have for these 2 cards is probably a lot worse than letting them see 7 and grab 2 more. Alright. Enough of that.
Bye-bye.
Enough of that now, sir. None of that, chopper.
All right. Okay.
So Chandra is gas.
Yeah, Chandra's great. This is working well.
This feels a lot stronger.
Once again, look at all those lands we had on the board.
For 22 lands, this really does go
over and over and over. It just rips right through the library.
Yeah, it does.
I wonder if there's a way to fit in just a little bit more substance. Just a little bit more substance, maybe.
I agree.
It improved a lot when we added, like cards that do shit.
Instead of all this fluff that just doesn't over and over again.
Yeah, although, I mean, it's kind of tight. I could see perhaps lowering the Unholy Heats to 3.
I think we can dump one of these down into a Drowned to make sure we have 14 sources.
How many sources of red do we have?
4, 8, 12, 16 versus 13 blue. We do have Chandra, though.
Yeah, I think, well, we need to get the double red to get Chandra. And we need double red early for Seasoned. So I think we keep our sources where they are.
This is probably fine, right?
And where are we at for black, just so that we...
4, 8, 12, 16, 18.
18, and only a little bit of it on turn 1. We could lose some black sources then, some ETB tapped black sources for some more blue. So, like, we could drop Dragonskull...
Back to the Sulfur Falls?
Back to... Yeah, Sulfur Falls.
That was what we initially shifted, so...
Yeah.
That's fine, and I'm good with getting rid of the 1 Den of the Bugbear for the 1 extra Dragonskull Summit, because that's the extra black source, and that was an issue, if I remember correctly.
So we've got our black sources down to how many now?
17 feels good.
17. 17, we can still lose some, though. We do not need that many.
Do you want to go back to what we did have originally, where we had a Den instead?
Yeah, I think so. Just a little more action.
Okay. Alright, so we're back to the original mana base then.
Okay. So, what do we want to do? What do we want to change, if anything?
In the main, the question is going to be on Nicol Bolas, and whether or not that creature is better than, like, a 3rd Chandra.
My guess is yes.
I think I like the numbers we have down here. Maybe one more Inquisition would be as high as I would go. I actually like the fact that these can discard, given that sometimes these are just dead.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
What do you think about the idea of shaving a Painful Bond? Because there have been some games where we get kind of deep into the game, which seems to keep happening.
Sure.
But then Painful Bond becomes an absolute liability.
That's a good point.
And maybe go for the 4th Drown.
Okay. We'll pull it out of here. And yeah.
And then with the increase in removal, we could pop out an Unholy Heat and add a little bit more substance.
What are you thinking? Do you want to go up to 1 more here since we're low on sorcery still?
We're not low. We've got 7.
Okay.
And we're going to get some in the graveyard one way or another.
Okay.
I'm kind of interested in another 4 mana card, actually. I'm kind of interested in another solid chunker to go with the K commands. I'm not sure what, though.
All right. Well, we'll start at the beginning here with that's an interesting one.
I don't think our mana base can support it.
13, 14 blue sources, probably not. But man,
not on curve.
But man, what a card for us! Like, always comes back, is gonna keep copying our shit. We have a ton of shit for it to copy.
That is a really interesting choice.
Doesn't necessarily have to be it, though. None of those. Yeah. Good and vintage.
In exactly 1 deck.
Unless your name is Stofa. And then, not at all. This one's kind of been interesting in Alchemy. It hasn't seen really its time yet for Historic, but this could be the kind of deck for it. Just because you get to keep on bringing it back, and if it dies, it just shuffles back in and keeps going.
Oh, right, so infinite K commands?
Sort of. Well, no, because it's gonna, if it dies, it shovels itself into the library, so you don't get the K command chain it.
You could, because K command's an instant.
Oh.
But you'd have to do it just right.
Right, which is probably not the chain that's happening.
That said, it's also another double blue card. Pressure for Kraken.
I'm just intrigued because it's a 6/6 for 4 with Ward 2.
They can tap it, though.
Yeah, but then it gives you fish.
Punisher.
I know, but fish.
I have beaten that in limited pretty easily.
All right, man. I have to advocate for my fishies. All right, tempted
Is triple blue.
but tempted, but I'm so tempted. It's so accurately named. I'm so tempted by this idea. Oh, right. They neutered this a little bit, but not a ton.
What is that? What's the difference now?
So now it's non-land, so you can't get lands with it at the end.
Oh, okay.
Still super busted for alchemy. Still too slow for historic.
Yeah.
Alchemy.
Interesting card.
Don't think any of these. I mean, we could do something as weird as Extinction Event, but I don't think that's
no
where we wanna
proactive
be.
stuff. I think is where we want to be.
Right, this format's very proactive and needs to be. Oh yeah, we'll get quad black. Let's do it.
Every time.
Every time, baby. Obliterator just comes out. Tendrils. Love the art on that. Wow, that's fun.
I wonder if it's not just another Nicol Bolas.
It might be.
Like, let's throw one in. Let's.
There's also Sorin.
Sorin's pretty sick. That lifelink vampire is kind of interesting with the push-pull of life gain here. And the life loss. All right, let's throw a Sorin in. I'm into it.
It's kind of a weird spice, right? There is still... What are you?
That's
different deck.
Incredibly mana intensive and not what we're trying
that's
to
the
do.
cat oven deck. Yeah, it's a very different thing. We'll double check here just to make sure, but I'm pretty sure this is...
Let's just run what we got. Let's do another best of one and just try it out.
Yeah. All right.
Make sure this thing's working.
Yeah. Let's see if the wheels are working. I do like having 3 walkers, whether it ends up being the third Chandra or the first Sorin or something else, because it again helps that delirium count while also helping Tainted Indulgence. It seems
We might just get to play Nicol Bolas.
I'm fine with this. Lands and spells. 22 lands, we got 4 in hand. This seems to keep happening. I don't know if that's just because it's BO1 though, and it like fixes your hand a little bit.
It does actually, yeah.
Right.
I read about that.
Like I know it fixes to a
But we
degree,
were seeing
so-
that in the best of threes we were playing as well.
That's true. That's true.
And this is one of the few rare hands where we started with 4. Typically we start with 2 and we just get there off the back of all the digging we get to do.
Yeah? Or do we wait for the double spell? Probably wait for the double spell.
Why not do it now? We shut down maybe what they've got on curve.
Alright. Let's have some fun. What you got? Bone shards. A lot of bone shards. Elish Norn. Okay.
They're reanimating.
Turn target card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Discard a card. Interesting.
Yeah, okay.
So we do have to get rid of bone shards before we dump
Yes,
these,
yes,
or they
we
go
do.
absolutely bonkers. That's fun.
Or perhaps get rid of the reanimation spell?
I mean, either or.
I don't
yeah.
know. We'll have another chance to check, I suppose.
I'm going to do this in case we can get a Thoughtseize.
Into it? Yeah.
I'll start with there, though, so we have perfect mana in case it's something else. Not so much.
Not so much.
Yeah, we leave it alone. Right now, they're stuck because we don't play anything, so we are not turning that on. I think we have to keep looking, right? Like, they can bone shards, discard, and then they're just up and running. And neither of these is something we can answer. We can go this route, though.
Yeah, maybe play that pass. Make them think we've got a 3-mana counter or something. They don't know what we're up to.
That's true. They
All
don't know
we've
what-
shown them is IOK and an instant.
Yeah, and what we really need is a Thoughtseize.
Seize them thoughts.
Gonna be seizing something else instead.
Look at all that land.
Holy crap. Okay.
I think we play one and...
Here's an interesting idea, though.
What's that?
If we go into something like Chandra, they get to bone shards. Oh, if they have land, they bring it back same turn. Otherwise, we could do Hive if they don't have that land, you know what I mean? And discard whatever, or exile whatever they throw in there. Alternatively, we also can do that on Kolaghan's command on their end stepped, right? We're going to discard a land because it's Delirium. But we could do this on their end step to then Hive and get rid of it.
And get rid of what?
Well, we can use this to get rid of one of the things.
Oh,
Exile.
true. That's an interesting point.
Which, now that they are doing this, they're probably going to dump both reanimation targets. We have to get rid of the Emissary. Elesh Norn doesn't matter that much. We can deal with it with Unholy Heats.
We can kill Elesh Norn.
And that's going to get hit, too.
Oh, perfect. Perfect.
So it's this plus K command to make him discard. Because there's no reason not to, right?
Well, do we have anything in the bin that we don't? Yeah, makes sense.
Well, or do we need to keep double up for Elesh? No, because we can do Elesh with this plus this, right?
That's another way to do it.
And I think we need to do
I like
this.
the discard here, too, because we could potentially run them out of cards depending on what we get on our turn.
Right. They get to unearth to do their thing, but if we get a Thoughtseize, we get to run them out of cards. Oh, wow. Okay.
So we got to get rid of their target. The Bone Shards, that's a sorcery.
Ooh,
right?
but that's going to help. Yeah, because we can counter. Okay, so we take 2.
Do we have the mana to do all of this?
No, but we have the mana to go Chandra and hold back a counter for whatever.
For whatever they reanimate with?
Yeah.
But we cannot counter on Earth, can we?
Or actually, we can do this. No, we can't counter on... Well...
Let's read on Earth. Return, not cast.
So we just need to get rid of Emissary right now.
Yes, it's got to go.
Okay, that's fine.
They'll get an Elesh Norn, we'll kill Elesh Norn.
Yep. None of that now.
Sarah's Emissary just ends the game.
Yeah, can't get through it at all. This is definitely one of the more intriguing games we've played.
Yes, it is.
This like push-pull with their graveyard. Alright, so...
Kind of a cool build. I wonder what this deck is supposed to do against things that don't play creatures.
Right?
I mean, that's kind of where we are. We do play creatures, but not many.
Okay, so we can run them out of cards.
Yeah, so...
And then they're down to this, but they have no targets.
What do we have? With mana, we can K-command to get their... Hit Elesh Norn and hit a card in their hand. And then Unholy Heat Elesh Norn?
No, we still don't have Delirium.
Oh, we don't.
But I'm thinking K command, make some discard, 2 damage.
They only have another reanimation target, though, right? They have like...
They have no other reanimation.
They have no other reanimation target.
Yeah, it's just...
We get the Priest.
How?
By activating our
Oh, you want to just do
Eye
this,
and
grab
just
that?
stealing it. I don't know if that's worth doing. Probably not. Make them do it. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
The other reason I kind of like this is it pushes them over to how many cards? 4, 5. Okay, so we're making our Drown and Lock a little bit more potent. Do we just hold up for Drown in the Loch? Because we can counter that.
I think we drop that Steam Vents just in case we want a K command.
Like, do we want to K command that though?
Maybe not. Maybe not. But we might want a K command to do other shit. You never know what's going to
'Cause
happen.
this
I don't know what they're playing.
No, I'm saying this this flips,
True.
and it gets any card from from a battlefield, which
That's kind of interesting.
they go down 5.
Oh, they
so-
have to... What are they sacrificing? Oh, or can
They
they just
discard.
pay? Okay.
But we discard this, and then if we can kill this, we can get it back on our side,
Right.
which would be the end of the game. And we can do that. Actually, we can do that if we block, because then we can Unholy Heat, and swing with Hive to get rid of it. Or get rid of that. Either or. Let's see what they do.
Let's see what they do. We have a variety of ways to kill Elesh.
Okay,
we
they've-
also don't have to answer Elesh right now.
Sweet. Masker Worm.
Oh, holy shit. Yeah, that's got to go.
Okay, so here's the play. We're blocking. Yeah, so we block to turn on Unholy Heat.
And then heat it up. Oh, yeah, this is the play.
And then we get to Hive to get rid of it.
Yeah, yeah. Is
Or-
it that or is it the mask? I think it's the Massacre Worm.
Well, it might just be this, because then they have to draw a reanimation spell off the top.
They need new action.
And either way, we still have removal if they get lucky,
True.
which I also very much like. Hive,
Get out of here.
doing some work today.
Hive is so good.
And I'm going to actually play this untapped, because I can get back, make them discard and get back our Nicol
So
Bolas.
we stop it during their draw step then.
Yeah.
To make sure that they don't have a chance. Pass to draw. Wabam! The only way this fucks us if it's an unearthed card.
Yep. I'll take the risk. Okay.
Back to us.
Spicy.
I think it's actually Chandra here.
Why not both?
Can we do both?
Yeah.
So mana off of Chandra?
Don't even need it.
Make it look like we have stuff up.
That's true.
I don't know if that bluff is the best ever, but I guess we can see what we got, too.
Your call.
See what we got.
Okay.
Let's see what we got. I like value.
That's not as good as Nicol Bolas. I'm declining playing that, and then they have one turn to find an answer, or else I get to reanimate their targets.
Flippy Bolas is pretty hot.
Flippy Bolas, yes. Is that what they call it? Flippy Bolas?
That's what I call it.
Nice. Okay, they didn't get the unburial rights there, thankfully.
And it doesn't matter what they get here, they won't have the mana for it. But thank you for filling your graveyard. Oh, yes.
Flippy Bolas.
Yes. Thank you for Sheoldred. Thank you for making this game so wonderful.
That's so cool.
Oh, man.
And we get to hold up Drown in the Loch while we do it.
Magnificent.
Oh, this feels good. So we just grabbed Sheoldred, right?
Oh, absolutely, because that lets us take everything else.
Beautiful.
And it makes them sack a creature every upkeep. I don't know why they're not scooping to this. Maybe they have ways to kill it. I don't know. Our board is... It's looking insurmountable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flippy Bolas, baby.
Did work here. It was really good here.
Flippy fucking Bolas. That was cool.
Yeah. I feel like this was kind of a soft opponent. We probably would have beat him anyway, but...
Still really cool.
It was really good. It was really good.
The value felt good. Like, is this the tightest list? Not yet, but it's got some interesting play to it. I definitely think
there's something here, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, there's just so many interesting routes to go with Grixis in this format, and...
Yeah, let's pop it open so we can see the whole thing. So the sideboard is nonsense right now. We haven't figured out a sideboard. We've just been playing some best of ones to see if this works. And I think it's got some legs.
I don't know if we want the Sorin. I very much debating just a third Chandra, frankly. Like, Chandra is just such a house. Having that removal, having that engine, it just goes and goes and goes. The removal is the big piece, because the 2-3 doesn't feel as good in a format filled with Fatal Push.
This is true.
And just a lot of removal in this format. Whereas
this is true, and they both give us cards off the top.
Right. Whereas this just gives us that removal spell and then forces them to...
The third Chandra also makes Flippy Bolas better.
Oh, yeah. Get back a Chandra. Yeah, that's the thing.
Well, get back a Chandra, but also gets us to that 7 mana a lot more easily.
That's true. I like powering into that. That feels nice.
The one Flippy Bolas I'm digging so far.
Hive is a one I've seen spicy.
Can we get more than one of those? Is there a way to finagle more than one of those?
Another Hive?
Yeah. Like, how can we...
Cut a den.
So it would be like, cut a den, and then we got to make up a red somewhere. So we drop a black to add a red. How do we drop a black to add a red? We drop, like, Drowned Catacomb, and we add Sulfur Falls, and that way we get our second eye.
That'd be how we'd have to do it, yeah.
I'm into it.
So, Catacomb goes, Sulfur Falls bumps, Den goes, Hive bumps. And we run it like that.
Yeah, the Hive is far more useful. That Exile is just good action.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if there's any way to maybe be greedy to go for more than 2, but I'm into that.
Greed is good.
I am into that. So now I'm trying to see what. Also, the more Hives we have, the more access we have to our turn 1 Thoughtseize IOK.
That's true. I do like that.
The Hive is serving a lot of functions here.
I mean, the Den also is kind of nice on the Dragon's Rage Unholy Heat's turn 1. So it's kind of a back and forth for me, because we have 7 of each in the 1 slot, right?
It is, but the
Hive goes into this turn 2.
Yes, it does.
Which the Den does not. However, this is also a turn 3 thing that needs to potentially happen, and there's a lot of mana constraints on that. Luckily, most of the shit's duels. So.
Although that's what the change we just made is more conducive to resolving a turn 3 Pyromancer.
True.
Because Den would come in tapped on turn 3, whereas a top-decked Falls won't.
Right.
So, okay, we got 4 and 4 and 4 of our dual lands. I think those are all sacred cows.
Yeah, we can't mess with the duels.
And we want that controlled life loss.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Is there any other way? Could we drop a Dragonskull Summit? And what, though? That's the problem. Now, if we want to keep our numbers the same, I'm not seeing a way to add another eye.
I'm okay with 2. 2 manliness has felt just fine.
I'm okay with 2, but I always want to play as many as possible.
Sure. Unfortunately, with the mana constraints on getting to the red the way we need to.
Right. This deck is incredibly greedy.
Mm-hmm.
Incredibly greedy, and it only has 22 land.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not seeing a way to get over to another eye, frankly. That's okay, though.
I'm not either.
That's okay. Is there anything else that you want shifted around in the main based on what we've seen so far?
It looks good to me so far. What do you think?
I think it's been strong. I'm curious to see about 4th Painful Bond versus 3rd Tainted Indulgence. I'm not sure on either yet, but I'm curious on both.
I like the idea of playing the 4th copy of both in the sideboard.
And do that instead of the Bloodfasts?
Oh yeah, Bloodfast I think is just straight up not a good card.
Yeah, it just felt like it was asking to be something it shouldn't, you know? It was cute. I remember back in the day with Modern, I remember looking at that card like, oh, this will be great for Shadow, and trying it and going, well, that was a pile of shit. All right. Like
And I think that's probably why it wound up in this list. Somebody's just excited that it says life loss.
Right. Okay. We've got 14 to 15 in the side.
Pop the deck back up, too.
Yep.
The Soul Guide Lanterns, when we're not playing Luris, I feel like there's better ways to accomplish that goal.
To blowing out their grave?
Yeah. Is there?
Sort of. The issue becomes that this is one of the only ones that hits just theirs.
What about...
We could go with Graveyard Trespassers also.
Well, hang on. What about just good old-fashioned Grafdigger's Cage? That doesn't seem to harm us unless we're trying to flippy Bolas reanimate their stuff.
That's true. Does it stop that? Have to see.
I think Grafdigger says things can't enter the battlefield from
Yeah, it may not
graveyard
stop
and library zones.
Can't cast spells, but that doesn't cast it.
Correct, that's just an ability.
Creature cards can't enter, but tokens can. Yeah, so it doesn't do shit. So this is weirdly the only Grixis deck I've ever seen that can run Cage.
Yeah. The only thing that it fucks with is Flippy Bolas, but there's other things we can do with Flippy Bolas.
Oh yeah, we can deal 10 damage. We can draw cards. And that's...
What are the other... There's 4 abilities?
Yeah.
Deals 10 damage, draw 2 cards. Yeah, pretty damn good.
Yeah, removal or draw, and the draw is insane. Drawing 2 cards and going to 9 loyalty is almost always going to be the right move. It was better for -4 against a Reanimator deck that gave us targets.
Taking Shieldred.
Right? You're not going to say no, but against most decks,
Yeah.
you just draw the cards.
Yeah.
And put it out of range. Okay, so we still have a slot to mess with here.
Probably another Cage.
You think you go to 3?
I'm a big fan of playing lots of Grafdigger's Cages in a format where it bones so many decks.
Okay. I guess to be fair, it's nice for Delirium.
Yes.
If we have to discard it, or it
Yes.
gets blown up. And it also does Surveil nicely. And we don't mind losing extra copies to Seasons. Because then they just turn into creatures, right?
Right.
So, yeah, I don't see an issue. That's the beauty of this deck. There's so much filter that we can do something like this and not worry about drawing multiple copies.
Yeah. We have a pretty good chance of seeing it with all the filtration, and we can toss the multiples, and it's very good for Delirium.
Yeah. And my only addendum in this deck ever is I want 1 Corpse Explosion on the sideboard.
I want to keep it there until we see what it does, for sure.
Yeah. Seems spicy. Alrighty. Rock it out?
Yeah, let's do it.
Alright. Doing another best of 1. Gonna just check this out one more time again. Who's Get is? Or is it Gettles? Is it an L or is it a 1? Or is it an I?
Who knows?
It's so hard to tell, right?
Who knows?
This seems fine.
Yeah.
You know, it's nothing fast, but again, we have Chandras.
Plenty of action.
Chandras and Pyromancers. This does feel really good on that front.
And Pyromancer helps filter us as well.
That feels good.
Yep.
And we can do that on their turn. We don't have to do this expressive iteration bullshit on our turn.
Yep. Leave mana up and make it look like we've got all kinds of shit we could do.
I think we're doing this to keep Light Up the Stage out.
Absolutely. And even though we are Death's Shadow, against a deck playing that, I think we do want to protect our life total.
Yeah, they're going to pressure it plenty on their end, as we're about to see. But this is where Seasoned Pyromancer comes in and does quite a bit of work for us.
Yes. Yes.
Because guess what's not good against Seasoned Pyromancer? All that. And
Let's look at new cards.
oof. Alright, well, that might end up being good, actually.
They got a lot of stuff in there, and we know they're going to be an Embercleave deck. They're possibly a Collected Company deck.
Yeah. I'm just trading that one for
Yep.
one.
Yep. It's not even a trade. Now we have value.
Right? That seems fine.
Another reason Chandra's good.
Mm-hmm.
To have the mana to pop that Seasoned ability and still have something up for maybe Drown in the Loch or something like that.
Okay. Do we just Chandra plus?
Yeah, I like that. I like that. We've got blockers. It pressures them to go after the Chandra, or Chandra's going to run away with things.
And we still will have the ability to go Thoughtseize, Drown in the Loch next turn.
Yep. Yes. Those Drown in the Lochs play very well with the Thoughtseizes, IOKs, and Kozilek commands. Or no, Kozilek commands. Kolaghan.
Damn, all the removal. And now they have to do this weird Sophie's Choice of do we hit the Chandra, you know? Nope, okay. So Chandra, yeah, because they want the light up the stage. Okay.
Yeah.
And they light up for some land. Cool. We're going to get to go Thoughtseize, hold back, Drown in the Loch, and have Chandra. And these still sit here. Sure.
We want a Thoughtseize?
Once, yes, to make sure. Because they still aren't going to be able to do a whole lot. And we have Shadow in this deck.
Oh yeah, once for sure. Okay. Well, get that shit out of here.
Okay.
I like increased Chandra for mana. Although then we discard our Drown.
Yeah, that's kind of the problem here. Then again, we do need to start doing other things, right? Like, it's
What's Chandra's ultimate?
-7 whenever we cast a spell, deal
Shit,
5.
we're so close.
Right?
What
Like,
if we plus Chandra for mana and make Seasoned Pyromancer tokens?
and just roll it that way?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
I guess if they top deck a Frenzy, that could be pretty fucking dangerous, but that's what they gotta do.
They have to do that, and then they still have to get through to kill Chandra, because if this pops off, we win the game. Because we can cast 3 spells with this seasoned in hand. We
Yeah.
just seasoned into it and go, go, go. And in the meantime, yeah, I mean, they can't get through this. Unless they top decked an Embercleave. Which,
That's what it would take, and it still wouldn't kill the Chandra.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm going this route, I think. Although we can do
Let's
this
do it
for
with
mana.
Chandra mana so that we can counter things.
Yeah,
So we toss the Thoughtseize, toss the Blood Crypt, keep the counter spell.
agree. That mana's been great.
Yeah.
All damn day.
Incredibly helpful.
All damn day. Loving it. And can this hit? Nope, just opponents. Okay, if they want to get through, they're really going to have to put some work in here.
Now that was printed back in the days of redirecting.
Yeah.
So they would have to errata it to make it better, which I'm sure they didn't even consider since they had to ban it from Standard.
Yeah.
But they banned that, didn't they? Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they did. That
Yeah,
was
they
towards
did.
the end.
Okay, same hand.
Tapped. Yeah.
Just pass.
I don't think we Thoughtseize here, right?
No.
That's dangerous.
We don't need a Thoughtseize when we have a counter spell.
Well, we want to Thoughtseize after it deals 5 damage. Let's Thoughtseize when it's time to deal damage.
When it's also a Lava Axe.
Yeah. All right.
My.
This Chandra's been spicy. I've definitely liked it more than all the hot air of this other version of Grixis. Like, maybe the other version of Grixis is tighter and better for Mythic play,
I kind of doubt it.
but it feels like the strength of this one's just higher, you know? Like, we're just doing the things we want to do, and if at any point here we top deck Shadow, it also looks kind of ridiculous.
But this deck just works, you know? The other one was you had to do this incredible balancing act with every damn card, and there's really no reason to.
Yeah.
It's complex and difficult enough to just...
Alright, we'll cast Shadow and deal you 5. I think we smack everything first to see what they do, because then we can Shadow, Thoughtseize, and Drown to counter whatever their burn spell is. And all we have to do is 3 points of damage. And we win.
Yeah, swing all. And Thoughtseize is the last spell.
Okay.
Because then Thoughtseize will trigger the Chandra ability before we take the 2 damage.
Yeah. Well, actually, it's going to be Drown.
You sure?
Well, what if they have 2 burn spells?
Okay, fair enough.
Because this can
then
counter.
they can respond. I don't know.
Because this one can counter 1, and they have to do both in response.
Oh, true, true. Yeah. Yeah, okay.
So this should ensure the victory. If they had 2. Okay, they didn't have anything. Okay, GG's. You know, feels good. Drowning in the Loch for the win.
Fantastic.
Chandra ult to finish off the night. What a way. What a way to go.
That's really good.
And a 10-10 Shadow. Alright, so a spicier scenario for a best of 1. Definitely a different build by the end of it by a pretty wide margin, but you know, I'm intrigued. This deck is a much stronger build in my opinion.
Yeah, Death Shadow is an interesting tightrope to walk. The previous build was trying to build its own graveyard and also blow out its own graveyard, and
right. It's trying to do all these different
trying
things.
to play a bunch of sorceries that made you want to play other things on your turn and hold up mana. This is so much cleaner.
It's so much smoother. I'm a fan. Anyway, I think that's where we're leaving it for the evening. I'm Darth Riktus.
Darth Camgentace.
This is the Dark Stream.
See ya.
We out.